Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally over. The summer window has fucking slammed shut like a goalkeeper's glove on a thunderous strike. It's September 2nd, the sun is briefly shining, and we're dissecting Aston Villa's business under the microscope here. Unai'S side, fresh off another European campaign, navigated a minefield of financial fair play constraints. Those pesky PSR rules in the Premier League and even a tighter squad cost ratio under UEFA's watchful eye. Villa were already in a settlement agreement with UEFA after some close calls last year, meaning every penny counts. Every deal had to be scrutinised like a VAR replay, but oh boy, have they emerged from this window looking sharper, leaner and ready to punch above their weight. Abso-fucking-lutely, Dav. Now let me break it down to you step by step in this expert analysis of mine. First off, hats off to Monchi and the recruitment team for some masterful wheeling and dealing in what was an incredibly tight space to do it in. With PSR capping their spending and SCR forcing them to keep squad costs below 80% of revenue, Villa couldn't splash the cash like the big boys can. Instead, they played the smart game, offloading deadwood to free up wages and generate pure profit, while bringing in high upside talent on loans and obligations that don't hit the books hard this season. Losing Jacob Ramsey definitely stung a bit for him, especially when it goes to a rival like Newcastle for a hefty fee. Which at the end of the day, that was a PSR masterstroke, to be perfectly honest. Pure profit from an academy product who in the last 3 seasons himself has had his own issues. Injecting funds without the amortization headaches as well. It hurt, sure it does, but it's allowed them to pivot brilliantly. Enter Harvey Elliott on loan from Liverpool with a 35 million obligation to buy next summer. That's an absolute fucking steal. Elliott's got that silky touch. He has that vision. He has that tenacity. And the Premier League pedigree at just 22 years old, replacing Ramsey's dynamism with a player who's already started in big games for Klopp and Slot. Genius in my opinion. It bolsters the midfield without immediate financial strain, and in a World Cup year leading into 2026, having a young England international hungry for minutes is pure fucking gold dust. And to be perfectly honest, it wasn't on my bingo card of signings to happen for Villa yesterday. Then there's Jadon Sancho, on loan from United, no option. Just a straight rental to go get him firing again. Safe as houses, this one. Sancho's talent is undeniable. He's got the flair to unlock defences, and Emery's tactical noose could revive him like he did with Ollie Watkins when he first came in, and what he did for Marcus Rashford when he came on loan last winter. Pair that with Victor Lindelof, coming in permanently but on a cut price deal just to shore up the back line after some injury woes last season. Lindelof's experience at United, his composure on the ball, it's a low risk move. It's a safe move that fills a defensive gap without breaking the bank. In a World Cup build-up where players need stability, these are prudent picks. No massive commitments, but immediate quality injections. Overall, Villa's squad depth has improved. They've added creativity, resilience and youth, all while complying with those financial shackles. They've come out stronger, no doubt, positioned to challenge for top 6 again, despite the constraints. And yeah, although that may be difficult, this is some excellent business, pure and simple. But hold on, not everything's rosy in the Villa garden. The glaring omission, a top quality established right back to challenge and replace Matty Cash. And this is something I have been consistent in saying now for almost 3 years or more. This has to be a serious cause for concern, my friends. Cash, he's a lovely guy. He's a warrior on the field, he's tenacious, gets forward well. But let's be honest, he's outlived his usefulness, he's injury prone, he's pushing 28 now, and lacks that elite consistency against the very best wingers in Europe. Last season, he was exposed to vulnerabilities there, with the overlapping runs tearing Villa apart in key Champions League ties. Emery knows this. We know this. He spent the entire 24-25 campaign tracking gems like Michael Coyote from Fiorentina, young, athletic, and with Syria Arnous, who's now gone to Brentford, and Oscar Mingueza, who's been a revelation at Celta Vigo with his versatility. And let's not forget the year before, interest in Sasha Boy, who's now at Bayern, and Lucero Getrauda, who went from Feyenoord to RB Leipzig and has now ended up at Sunderland for a lower fee than what Villa wanted him for. Then you had Ivan Fresneda, who was heavily scouted, who could have been moulded into a star too. These weren't casual glances, these were deep scouting dives. Strong data analysis, the works. So why the slip up this window once again? Perhaps it is PSR squeezed, or deals fell through at the death, but leaving it unaddressed feels like a rare Emery misstep, and it's one that's definitely showing. In a packed schedule with Europe, relying on cash or makeshift options could cost points and potentially Emery's momentum. Fix this in January or it will likely come back to haunt you. Now, a word on Emi Martinez. The World Cup hero, the penalty king, the absolute king of shithousery. But goodness me, he's got a lot to fucking answer for off the pitch lately. Those needless barbs in interviews, stirring pots with rivals, it's distracting, unnecessary noise. Emi lad, let your fucking gloves do the talking. Your shot stopping, your command of the box, that's what makes you one of the world best. The 2 Yashin trophies, that World Cup to boot, that's what makes you the best. And kudos for sacking your last agent and thinking, yeah, that was going to get me the deal that you wanted in order to make that transfer. But you absolutely need to sack that tramp Jorge Mendes. Too many fucking conflicts, too much drama. A clean break there will show maturity. Focus on the pitch and Villa's goal will be like a fortress. But you choose to keep making these stupid fucking mistakes. You need to have a serious word with yourself, fella. And you've got a lot to answer for, and you need to speak to the fans. Maybe give a statement, because that will help and probably will go a long way. Now, all that said, I'd rate this window a solid 6.5 to a 7 out of 10 for Aston Villa. And why? The positives outweigh the negatives for me. Smart PSR compliant deals that strengthen the core, clear out the fucking deadwood, and set up for sustainability. The Harvey Elliott coup alone bumps it up, and the safe loans add reliability without the recklessness. But docking points for that right back blind spot. It's a vulnerability. It has been now for almost 3 fucking years in an otherwise tidy operation. Now, with pretty much all the deadwood shifted, think fringe players on high wages finally off the books, Villa might endure a season of transitional pain, grinding through fixtures with a streamlined squad. But mark my words, that will put them in a powerhouse financial position heading into the future. UEFA will love the compliance. They could even exit that settlement agreement early if the books balance beautifully. Revenue from Europe, prudent spending, this is the foundation for a sustained success. Villa fans, buckle up. It's not glamour, but it's clever. And in modern football, clever wins trophies and it wins games.